Teaching novices how to bench press, we start by having them set up with an arch in their back to minimize the range of motion and give a better angle of attack for their pecs. But a big part of keeping that position maintained through the lift is to use your legs to effectively push the floor away so that it drives their hips and then their shoulder blades into the bench as they're completing the lift. So today we're going to talk about how to push into the floor so that you're not popping your hips up off the bench, keeping the hips driving into the bench and supporting your arch through the entire range of motion. So when we teach the lifter to set up the bench press, we have them lay down on the bench. We want to set a nice arch with their low back, shoulders as close to her butt as she can, and her butt as close to her shoulders. That's going to get this nice arch set up. Like I can slip my hand underneath, big space there. You'll notice that the hips are rotated clockwise so that it's an arch from the shoulders all the way down to the bench. If you don't set that up correctly, then you're gonna lift your butt off the bench when you drive your legs. To teach Nikki how to properly use her leg drive, I'm gonna use my fists to block her shoulders. You may have seen Bo Bryant from Westminster Strength demonstrating how to do this. And so what I'll do is push my fists into her shoulders and I'll say, use your legs to push against my fists. Good. So you'll notice the legs push that way into the floor. It supports the hips towards the rack and gives her more support in the arch and enables her to maintain the arch during the entire range of motion of the lift. Regardless of whether you bench with your heel off the ground or your full foot on the ground, you're going to want to drive your heel into the floor. A cue for that is to leave an impression of your heel in the floor as you're pushing down. So next time you go to bench, make sure you're using your legs to drive effectively into the floor. That way, when someone asks how much you bench, you can tell them a bigger number.